If you're a small influencer, you need to watch this video before you ever think about doing a brand deal. It's that important. When you're a nano influencer or a micro influencer, you're at one of the most vulnerable points in your career for misinformation and also being taken advantage of in any business deals that you do because you just lack experience. You also probably don't have a relationship with a more seasoned content creator that you can go to for advice. At least that was the situation for a lot of people I've come to know. And in many of those situations, they would have actually made substantially less money on their brand deals if they didn't have the advice of somebody who knew better. Now, if the word nano influencer or micro influencer confuses you, you might want to watch a video I actually made telling you what level you're at in your influencer journey, like what level you're at based on how many followers or subscribers you have. So I'm going to link that video in the info card, and I'm going to go ahead and link it in the description down below. But basically, if you are somewhere in the neighborhood between 1,000 and 10,000 followers or subscribers on any of these platforms, then you, my friend, are a nano influencer. If you're at between 10,000 and 50,000, you are a micro influencer. Congratulations. Now, you may be thinking that it's impossible to get a brand deal at this level. And trust me, I totally get it. In fact, back in my day, we couldn't get brand deals even at 30,000 subscribers. They wouldn't even give us free products to review at that level. So yeah, I get it. I'm the old timer in the room, but I've actually been doing content on YouTube for almost a decade now. And the reality is, yes, back in the day, it was actually harder to convince brands, even if you had 50, 100,000 subscribers, to do anything with you. It was just that difficult. No one believed in influencer marketing back then. But it's a whole new ball game now. And so even if you are at that level, it is possible for brands to see the value that you have, and not just because of the size of your audience, or rather, in spite of the size of your audience. But there's a way you have to do it. Let's just recap some of the main things that brands and agencies and companies are looking for when it comes to working with content creators and influencers. And I'm just going to assume that you have no idea about any of this. So let's just get through it. Audience size does attract brands, but you know what else does? Just plain old good content. You could go to any of the accounts in social media of a brand that you admire and that you love, and you could look at the quality of their content, and then you could look at some of the biggest influencers in that same niche, or some of the influencers that have worked with that brand, and you can compare the two things side by side. What you need to think about is, are you capable of making any type of content that is competitive at the same level that would represent the brand well? Could you make something that deserves to be on the cover of a magazine that the brand owns as a publishing entity? Something that would be the ad on the billboard, or that would make for a good part of the television spot commercial. You'd be surprised how many times brands have reached out to content creators on YouTube or Instagram and said, can we use a snippet of the content you already made reviewing our product in our next ad campaign? That is a big deal. You'd be shocked how many brands look at a photographer that doesn't even have a huge following and said, your work is too good to ignore. This is the work that should be in the next ad campaign. So think about it. Are you making high enough quality work that could get the attention of a brand and also deserve to represent the brand, the people like you who are fans of the brand itself, who are loyal to that brand? Are you someone who would make for a good brand advocate or a good brand ambassador? Answer that question for yourself honestly. So we know brands want excellent quality work to represent them in terms of the content itself, whether that's photo or video or whatever. And then we also know that they want good ambassadors, people who share the brand's values and that would be good spokespeople for the brand. People that also maybe embrace the lifestyle that the brand represents. Does your content reflect that? Does everything you are communicating on social media reflect that? Answer that question for yourself honestly. And then here's another one. It's not just about your following, it's about the engagement. Can you demonstrate that when you talk about a product, a brand, or the lifestyle, or the thing that you're doing, that people will engage with it, that people will become emotionally invested in it, that people will make a commitment on your say-so? That is something that makes you valuable to a brand, even without a large audience and following of your own. Do you have the ability to compel people to engage? That makes you a valuable asset. That would make you a great spokesperson for the brand if they literally just decide to make you the face of a campaign, regardless of your follower count. A good spokesperson, a good model, a good actor, a good actress, that is a commodity in and of itself. A charismatic speaker is a commodity in and of itself. So just ask yourself if you have that quality. Are you somebody that is compelling and would therefore be an asset to the brand? So again, these are all things to think about and things that a brand is weighing in the back of their mind with who they want to work with. You have to create a reason beyond your audience size and follower count, especially if that's not your strength right now. And you need to put that in front of the brand. And remember, this also leads back to something very essential. It comes back to just making quality content at the end of the day, and it comes down to keeping a very clean and professional social media presence, and then it also comes down to having a quality aesthetic. Think about your dream 100 list of the brands you would want to work with. If you haven't been thinking about that, you need to. This is something that I teach all of my coaching clients, is to sit down and write out a list of the 100 brands you would want to work with. Then you should probably open up Pinterest and start making a mood board. You should start looking at those brands very carefully and just pasting stuff in there and say, you know what? I need to start thinking about this. Does my lifestyle that I'm reflecting in Instagram, does my aesthetic and do the things that I review in YouTube line up with making me a good fit for this brand? If you want to attract brands, it's really simple. Start reviewing their products, start talking about them, start tagging them and saying, hey, look at this thing I made for you free of charge. Not literally those words, but you get my point. It's more than building up your following, it's building up your portfolio. And again, you also need to kind of dress for the job you want versus the job you have. And by that, I mean the branding and aesthetic and the thing that you're doing needs to feel like it would fit with the brands that you want to work with. Of course, you need to retain your individuality and your own sense of style, but you also need for it not to feel like it's a dramatic leap or in conflict with the brands that you would want to partner with. So like I said, this is how you're going to get the attention of brands, and this is how you're going to attract them to working with you, even if you are a small influencer, even if you are a small YouTuber. If you are a nano or micro influencer, you can still work with and attract brands. But the thing is, you need to put yourself in the best position to do that. And so you need to think about the qualities that are attractive to them. And those are things we just talked about earlier. The shortcut that a lot of people use is they just decide that they're going to grow bigger, and that's okay. But just remember, even in that situation, you could still negotiate very poorly. So one of the things that I want to start teaching you guys in my series around brand deals and influencer marketing is the importance of negotiating. I'm not even sure how I'm going to title that video, because every time that I go and I look up this topic, nobody's watching the videos about negotiating and the business side of any of this and the details. A lot of you are really, I don't know what you're looking for and what you're expecting when you are trying to become educated about brand deals. I almost didn't make this video or any of my other content around brand deals. I was just gonna put this stuff behind a paywall because nobody's watching it apparently. I decided not to do that on the off chance that there are people out there who are new to this industry, new to the creator economy, looking for this content, and nobody's making it, and they just don't know where to find it, or people haven't been doing a good job of making it. I don't know. But I'm hoping that you guys will watch this content and you'll watch the videos on negotiating, the business side, the contracts, all of the boring stuff other than how much money can I make as an influencer. I'm hoping you guys actually take this seriously, Because like this is a legitimate career and you could be playing for some big money, but you could also get screwed over very easily if you're not educated, especially if you're a smaller influencer. You're the most vulnerable to it. If you're a rookie creator, even if you went viral and got big, you're early in your career. You're still a rookie creator. You're still a rookie YouTuber. You're still a rookie streamer. You're still a rookie TikToker. Just because you're big doesn't mean that you can't be taken advantage of. You can be underpriced very easily because you don't know any better. So I'm hoping that you guys actually do end up watching this series and watching these videos, not just because I worked hard on it, but because, frankly, this is important information and it's valuable enough that I could literally just put it behind a paywall. That'd be the thing that's in my best interest. I'm desperately trying to make sure that less people get screwed over like a lot of my friends did in their early career. Question of the day. What's a brand that you've always wanted to work with? What brand is at the top of your Dream 100 list? Let me know in the comment section. I'm really curious about that. If you like this video, make sure you're watching our playlist on getting brand deals and learning about sponsorships. It's going to be linked in the info card and in the description down below. Also, feel free to watch this next video on how to make money on YouTube. It's also going to be linked in the info card and in the description. As always, thanks so much for watching, and don't forget, go out there and create something awesome today. Take care.